This is an event organized by the Theravada Buddhist Council, Malaysia. And it is actually indeed a very honored to have Brother Leng Huat to be our teacher. So without further ado, we let Brother Leng Huat take over the session. Over to you now, Brother Leng Huat.
Okay, thank you, Sister Sumitra. We begin with thank you, Sister Sumitra, for organizing this. And also Brother Terence, who is actually our technical member of the technical team behind us. And then big promoters like our Brother Lim was promoting it very strongly for us. And then and we must thank these people. And also I've invited some of the very the senior chanters, they joined very much earlier than you all. So I've invited them to come in as an observer so that in case I need their assistance, if the crowd gets too big, then I may need their assistance later. So I told them to join us, and the people here are from my screen. I first see Sister Doris there. So she is here to assist me if I require next week. This week I think I'll manage, I can manage. Then Sister Siu Fong is here as an observer. Then Sister May and Sister Felicia. So these are our observers who will come in to assist if the need arises. Okay, so to begin with, we normally will pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and also recite our 5 precepts. For that, I think I'll invite our senior chanter, the youngest of the seniors, Felicia. Mr. Felicia will assist us with chant to represent us.
Okay, so thank you for joining us today, and let us compose ourselves and let's recite together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kame sumichachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, thank you, Sister Felicia, for representing us to pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, for taking the 3 refuges, and also for reciting the Panchasila. Okay, so to begin with, let us quickly introduce to you the importance of chanting actually. And then we do it in Pali. When we say chanting, for our case, we are learning it in the language called Pali language. There is a bit of controversy here in Pali language. There are some scholars who say that the Buddha never spoke in Pali. They say, there are some scholars make such statements. But for us, as far as we go from the Theravada tradition, the Buddha, yes, the Buddha taught in Magadhi. Yeah, because Buddhism spread in Magadha. So the Buddha spoke in Magadhi, and it is called Magadhi Prakit. Yeah? And also another term for it is called Prakit. But during that time, I understand that actually Pali was a very profound language then also. It has grammar then. Pali is the only language that has got grammar during that time. Okay, then of course Sanskrit existed there, but Sanskrit, they call it the Vedic Sanskrit, not Sanskrit today, the Vedic Sanskrit. Vedic Sanskrit actually has no grammar, there are only words here and there. So maybe the Buddha had difficulty to teach himself Sanskrit, but it doesn't have the grammar. So the Buddha chose to speak to teach in Magadhi Prakrit. Yes, we agree. However, because when the Buddha used that language, and then the language became more refined, the Buddha introduced a lot of new words there. Then eventually the new Magadhi Prakrit is also called Pali. So the Pali language is actually Magadhi also. So that is our views. Okay. Nevertheless, historians have accepted also that it is very closely the Pali language, the Pali canon is the earliest and very close to what the Buddha taught. If it's not 100% accurate, it was what the Buddha taught. Yeah. Okay, so to begin with tonight, okay, the other thing about chanting is also we will be explaining to you a bit of the meaning of what we are chanting. We don't want to treat chanting as a ritual. Don't forget, for us, the chanting is the importance, or another important criteria of chanting, or rather, the important criteria here is it is through this kind of chanting. The Buddha taught them in this format. It is through this kind of chanting that the Buddha's teaching has lasted for 2,600 years up to today. So it becomes very accurate, and it is very accurate format today because of the stanzas the Buddha spoke. And the Buddha spoke in poetic stanzas, so that's why it's easy to recite and easy for Ananda and Venerable Upali to remember, and easy for us to remember also. So that is the significance of Pali chanting. This is where for us it's not a ritual. We are not chanting it as a ritual. We are chanting it because the teachings of the Buddha were kept intact through these Pali chanting. We call it chanting, of course, but these Pali recitals, the teachings were all in this kind of format. In this poetic format, it's easy to remember. If it's in a prose format, it will be quite difficult to remember. So that's why it is kept intact for 2,600 years. So we are chanting the teachings of the Buddha. It's not a ritual, but we are chanting because the Buddha's teachings were kept intact for us for 2,600 years. And we will continue that tradition so we can keep it intact. Otherwise, there will just be a gap in between, and then the teachings will be lost. Okay, so that is our purpose. It's not as a ritual. I always stress on that. Many of you all have been to our other classes, and I'm sure you have heard all these, and these are repeated. But however, many of you from the other classes are joining us today, which I'm very happy because I did not teach you all formally on these alphabets last time. Because many of you joined us midway and we started with the suttas. So I'm very happy for you all, for those who are already in our class and they're joining us tonight, because tonight we will begin from the very beginning with the do, re, mi. Yeah. So we're starting with the very, very, very beginning. So that because I remember that in some classes now, in the Thursday class, I started with the Dhammacakka Bhavatana Sutta straight away. So in other classes, also we started with the suttas, and many of you also joined us midway, and also you learn from the suttas. So today we have an opportunity to revisit the vowels and the consonants. Okay, so any questions up to here? So if not, we will just continue, sister. Maybe you have the next slide. Okay, the Pali alphabet consists of 41 letters. That is 8 vowels and 33 consonants. If you compare this with our English, yeah, we have only 5 vowels in it and 21 alphabets, right? 21 consonants. So we have 26 here. We have got the 41 letters. So the vowels here are, there are 8 vowels, and the 8 vowels are, A is pronounced as A, short A, A, and the A with the diacritical mark on the top is pronounced as A. So when you see this A with the diacritical mark, you will pronounce it twice the length of the short A. A. E, same thing. E, I, we pronounce as E. I is E short. And the long I with the diacritical mark, we pronounce as E. And U, again, we start with the short U, is called U. U. So the other U with the diacritical mark is U. Okay. And E is always long. E is pronounced as A. A. So it's always long. And O is also pronounced as O. Always long. There are exceptions which will come later. There are exceptions to this long E and O, which we will cover later. So now we have got 8 vowels. Is A, E, E, U, U, E, O. Okay. The first vowel or alphabet that appears in the Pali phonetics is actually A, A. And then the next one, if you refer to their dictionary, but incidentally, most of the Pali dictionaries today, they follow our Romanized ABC in sequence, correct? But if you get some dictionaries that they do it exactly with the Pali consonant, it starts with A and R, and E, E, U, U, E, O. That is the sequence, these are ABC, this way, the sequence. Then the next alphabet you see is K, K. K as in K. And then KH as in K. You must emphasize on the K. This is called guttural, but it's okay by not knowing the name that is guttural, but learn to pronounce it correctly. K is K. KH is aspirated K. We call it aspirated K is called K. K. That means you must really go to your throat, guttural, and then emphasize on the H. K. And G is G, and GH is G. GH is G. G. Okay. Okay, this is not in sequence of their, this is not in sequence of their alphabet. Never mind, okay, then we will learn guttural first, not in sequence of the alphabet. If in sequence of the alphabet, after GH, you will have the N with a dot, okay? N with a dot after H, Okay, never mind, but our sister has organized for us this way. It is easier to learn, I guess, Okay, so after the GH is M with a dot on the top, okay, with a diacritical mark of M with a dot on the top. If you see M with a dot on the top, it is pronounced as NG, as in sing, S-I-N-G, sing, NG, eng. So M with the dot is pronounced as NG, M with the dot below for us, we still pronounce as NG, it is still NG. So the M with the dot on the top or below for us, we don't worry so much, it is still NG, okay? We are not going to worry about it being palatal or retroflex. There is no problem there. It is still NG. Okay, N with the dot on the top. Okay, this is important. N has got 4 sounds. First is the N with the dot on the top. It is also pronounced as NG. It is equivalent to the M with the dot on the top. Okay, M with the dot on the top is pronounced the same as N with the dot on the top. It's also NG, NG, okay? And then the other N is just like a normal N, but they have put a slight difference for us to understand. The other N is a normal N, okay? Pronounced exactly as N. That's not N, normal, okay, normal. That is a normal N. So N has got 4 sounds here. She has demonstrated 2 for us there. Now we go to the next line. Okay, we cover both lah, better lah. Palatal lah. Palatal means you got to go C as in C and CH actually is the same pronunciation as ch. For us it's ch. Ch. Except the other one is ch. Ch to emphasize on its aspirated H lah. Ch. Yeah. The other one is ch. This is ch. And then J also same j and j. J and j. J. Yeah, aspirated J. J. And then N with a cursive diacritical mark on the top. Sometimes we call it the muruku. For us Malaysian, we call it the muruku. That one is pronounced as N-Y-A, near, nasal. That one is nasal actually. That is a nasal sound, near. Near. Okay, in terms of the alphabet, it's arranged correctly. N with the diacritical mark is after JH. That's correct. But after GH, N with the dot on top actually. Okay, so this one we pronounce as near. Okay, this is near. And then now we go to palatal, that is palatal. And then we go to retroflex, T with the dot below. Okay, this is a bit different. Now T with the dot below, we will pronounce as t. That means you roll your tongue to the palate. Okay, deeper in the palate lah. Deeper. Palatal is just at the top of the palate in front. Retroflex is very much behind. So t. T. It's not t. T is dental. T. Below is dental. T. But this is t. And then, okay, don't worry about this one also. I will not emphasize on this during chanting. I will accept both ways. Don't worry. We are just going to relax ourselves and enjoy chanting. It's just that to introduce to you, that's all. So dot on below, we says t. And TH with the dot below, T is t. Aspirated T again. And D again is the, and the. Okay, this is retroflex. And N with the dot below. This is the fourth pronunciation for N. It's n. It's retroflex also. N with the dot. But again, like I've said, during chanting, we don't really emphasize on this. Okay, it's just to introduce to you what it's all about so that you're not confused when you refer to some books. Okay, so that is retroflex. And then we go to dental. Dental, we see the top T on the top is called t. That is, your tongue hits the palate. But this is dental, so it's called t. Yeah, and then TH is t. Okay, and then D is normal the, and then DH is the. And the N is a normal N. Okay, N is a normal N there. N. Okay. Okay, then okay, I understand. Okay, so now labial is actually from the lips lah. P, and then PH is p, b, and M. That's all. And others, you don't worry so much. It's just like your English pronunciation, your Y, R, L, V, S, H, L, M. But this is the sequence of the alphabet, you know. This is the sequence of the alphabet. If you have a Pali dictionary which follow this sequence, then you'll be surprised that they don't go A, B, C one, you know. They start the first vowel, the first alphabet they will place R, E, then they go by K, then KH, then GH. This is the actual sequence. So you understand the sequence. It is not by A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know. Okay, this is the sequence of the arrangement of the alphabets. Okay, now we learn to use the vowels now. What do you mean by long vowels and short vowels now? So Sister Sumitra has kindly done for us this beautiful slide. The short vowel as in hut. Short, hut. It can be het also if you want a het. But okay, the word is hut. Okay, short. That means you must make sure that you pronounce that as short. As in short U also lah. A as in U in hut. Okay. And long vowel A as in barn. Barn. You don't say bun, it's in the bun. You know, you don't say it's in the bun, it is in the barn. So we must make sure we drag the A, ban, okay? And then I again, the short I as in bit. Except for the A, A people are confused. Why we say hut now? But just to show you that it's a short A, hut or hat also can. Huh? So I as in short I as in bit, bit. Huh? And then I and long I as in tree. That means you drag a tree, you know. That means E, E, okay? So that is a long I. That's how you use them. U as in put. Short again, short U is put, put. But the long U, you must drag it double the time as in moon, 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 okay? So long U, we drag it that way. E as in bed. This is a bit tricky part, isn't it? Now this E is a short E, isn't it? Although E, okay, look at the words below. Although E and O are included in long vowels, they are often sounded short before a double consonant. That is the only exception. The exception is most of the E and O's are all long, okay? Except when it appears before a double consonant like the word metta. We say metta, we don't say metta. Yeah, metta, seti. Okay, so these are the things now, okay, but we will not talk about that later, okay? So okay, now it's short, short E as in bed, and when it's before a double consonant, metta, we say metta. We don't say metta. Supposed to be long E, metta, but wrong because it appears before double consonant because metta. So it appears before double consonant of T again below is called seti. Seti. I is a long I, seti. Okay, so that is in instances where E appears before a double consonant. Okay, but E in its normal word, as in cake, we say cake, we drag the E, cake, as in kamesu. So we drag the E, kamesu, because A has a diacritical mark on top, so it's a long A. So sister has kindly put for a double A there, supposed to understand. So it's kamesu. Okay, so E is always drag. You see an E always drag unless the E appears before a double consonant. As the example given to you, metta, seti, uttapa. So these are the words lah. Okay. So and then O same thing. O also same thing. It is always long unless it appears before a double consonant. Okkamati, okkamati. Don't say okkamati. No. Yotang. You don't say yotang because there's a double consonant there. So O as in note, note, short O. Okkamati, okkamati. Yotang, yotang. So it's short. Or O as in whole. See, in the whole. So we drag the O. Whole. So it's called sugato, 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 lokavidu. See, the O we drag lokavidu, sugato, lokavidu, sugato, sugato. So we drag the O. Okay. The principle is A is in short A. So when example is short A, how do you use a short A? It's called Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Okay. Or if you want to say like just now, say sometimes you see they say Buddha, Buddha, acceptable. Buddha, acceptable. Buddha, acceptable. But there's no indication at all. In the vowel, there is no indication here. We don't have the indication. But there's always a but. But if the A behind is a long A, is Buddha. There is no choice. Buddha is definitely there. But if it's a short A, it can be Buddha or Buddha. Fine. Buddha, Buddha, or Buddha. Buddha means plural lah. Long A lah. Okay. So now to use, how do we use short A? This is how we use Buddha, Buddha, not Buddha, Buddha, no, Buddha, Buddha. Okay. And the long A we use is Samma, Samma, long A, Samma. Okay. And then again the short O here, okay. Okay, sister demonstrated again for you the word tassa. Okay, we learned the word tassa here lah. The O is long O, is namo, tassa, tassa. Okay, sometimes we drag the tassa when chanting purposes. For chanting purposes, sometimes they want it to be a bit melodious. They will drag Namo Tassa Bhagavato. We can accept something don't be, but actually the word is Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. But sometimes people want to be a bit melodious, so fine, Okay, so the word is Namo is a long O. Remember, O is always long. So Namo, A is always short. Remember the A, Namo Tassa. Namo, you see, A is short. Namo, not Namo. You see, so A is a short A. So Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa. And long A, we say Gacchami. Samma. Gacchami. Gacchami. Okay, so we get the next 5. We just pronounce the examples. I think good enough. Examples on how do we use our short A and the long A. But incidentally, the O's are there, so we also try to understand the O. O is always long. Remember, Namo Tassa. Okay, now second line. Second line again, the I is a short I as in bit. So Dutiyampi, Dutiyampi, Duti. Short I, Duti, Dutiyampi, Dutiyampi. Then long I here, long I is like it's in 3. So Veramani, drag, and E is always drag. Remember, E is always long. So Veramani, short A, okay, long E, short A, long I. Veramani. Next one is U as in short U, put. So Buddha. Remember we say Buddha, short U, Buddha. Okay, and then Purisa, short U, Purisa, not Purisa, no, Purisa, short U, short I, short A, Purisa. Buddha, short U, short A, Buddha. Okay, Purisa. And then long U, like we say, O is always long, Lo, okay, don't forget to drag your lo there. O is always long. Loka vidu. Okay, U is a long U there. Loka vidu. Okay, Buddha, Purisa, Loka vidu. Now here is an exception. We say when E appears before a double consonant, that is double T here. So because Metta. But ta is a long A here, so it's Metta. Okay, so we learn to pronounce it correctly. Metta. Okay, Metta. Seti. So the E becomes short. Okay, long E as in here. The next example, long E. We use for the long E. There's also a long A there. Don't forget. Kamesu. Short U. Kamesu. Okay, so it's Metta. Sati, Kamesu. Okay. So now the last vowel here we learn is this short vowel as in hold note. Okkamati, because it appears before a double consonant of double K there. So it becomes Okkamati. Then if it appears before double T, so become Yotang. M with the dot is NG, remember? So you pronounce as Yotang. And then O is always long. O is always long unless it appears before double consonant. So this is a normal O. Sugato. Okay, O is always long. Sugato. Loka vidu. Remember, Loka vidu. We drag the O also. Okay. Now, C as in church. Remember, we say C, we pronounce as CH, church. Okay. So, charana. Short A. Charana. So, C is not karana, it is charana. C is pronounced as CH, charana. Okay. D as in dot. Remember, D with the dot below is this palatal a bit, isn't it? So, it is. Okay, in chanting, you cannot really hear me say that, dasati. 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 Short A, short I, dasati. Okay? So that's how you pronounce. So M with the dot below and N with the dot on the top is the same as NG. Okay? As NG as in sing. So when you see the word Buddham with the dot, it becomes Buddhang. Buddhang. Okay? Bud, we must pause a double consonant. Buddhang. When there's a double consonant, we must pause. We must stress on it. Buddhang. Buddhang. And then S-A-N-G-H-O. N has a dot on the top. That means you pronounce as NG. So it becomes the S-A-N-G-G-H-O-O. Sangho, Sangho, or Sangha, Sangha, or Sango. In this example is Sango, okay? G-H-O, go, okay? S-A-N-G, Sang, Sango, not Sangho. We don't pronounce as Sangho. I think the Thais do that, but ours, we learn S-A-N, the dot is S-N-G. So Sango. N with the dot below as in not. Vanna, Vanna, Vanna. If you can hear it carefully, it is Vanna, no Vanna, 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 Vanna. So my tongue will touch the palate a bit palatal. But don't worry, we can pronounce Vanna, also we can accept Vanna we accept also, don't worry, we won't catch you. But if you can pronounce it more correctly, it's Vanna, Vanna. Okay, Vanna. N with the dot below, Vanna, and double consonant we pause, Vanna, okay? And then N with the cursive thing on top, we call it the muruku, is pronounced as N-Y-A, near. Okay, so here we pronounce Anyang, 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 okay? Anyang, it is N-Y, near, Nyang, Nyang, Anyang, and Panya, Panya, Panya. As in wisdom, Panya. So that's how we pronounce and with the muruku there, we pronounce as near. So Panya, Anyang. Okay. Then T with the dot below as in top. So we pronounce as Sandit, Iko, Sandit, Iko, Sandit, Iko. Okay. Sandit, Iko. So the dit, Iko, Sandit, Iko. Okay. And then T, the normal T, is as in Thai, so it's Arahato, 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 to, not to, to, so we pronounce it Arahato, Arahato, okay? Then TVA, we pronounce as Tua, as in the Malay language, Tua. So TVAM is pronounced as Tuang. TVA is pronounced as Tua, so it's Tuang, okay? That one we don't have to practice. I think when we go to the stanzas and then we will just flip back to this and then we can understand. Okay, then aspirated. Okay. Then this, okay, this you have to practice a bit. Maybe aspirated consonant as KH, GH, TH, DH, PH, BH are pronounced with H immediately following. Example, Diga, Diga. Diga Nikaya, Diga, Ga. Don't forget, now you must aspirated H, KH, GH, Diga, okay? And then Datu, 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 okay? Inchi, Inchi, Hemang, Hemang, Antalike, Antalike, Antalike. Satcha, Satcha, pause at the double C, Satcha, and C is pronounced as CH, Satcha, not Sakka, Satcha, Satcha, Patichadaya, Patichadaya. You see, so you must pronounce it very carefully. Patik, okay, we pause at double C, Patichadaya, Patichadaya, okay, and taker, what's it? Taker, what's that? Taker, so it will be pronounced long E there, taker. And then the other word is ditta, 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 ditta. Beditap, Tabbo, Vedi Tabbo, long E, short I, short A, pause at double B. Tabbo, Vedi Tabbo, Bhutati, Bhutati, Bhutati. Okay? Bu, long U, Bhutati. And then the next word is Bhikkhave, Bhikkhave, Bhikkhave.
This is double consonant.
Okay, double consonant. I will just demonstrate. You don't have to repeat. I think, huh? Double consonant. You know, I told you you pause before the double consonant. Sabba, sabba, huh? Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, huh? Satya, Santussako, 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 Buddha, Buddha, long A, huh? So this is Buddha. Okay. Salla, Salla, Huka, Vutti. Salla, Salla, there's double L. Salla, Huka, Vutti. Panchavakkiye, double G. Panchavakkiye. So don't forget, we pause at double G. And Upavadeyung, Upavadeyung, Upavadeyung. Majjima, Majjima, Majjima. Appagabbo, Appagabbo, Appagabbo. Swakato, Swakato. Attangiko, Attangiko, Attangiko. Okay, so now like what our sister has done just now, she has chanted Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, now we can come to an end. Basically, why we pay homage to the Buddha. You know, it's very important. Before we start any puja, any service, we always say Namo Tassa 3 times. We pay homage to the Buddha. Why do you think we pay homage to the Buddha? There's no special spiritual value actually. Don't worry. We are learning things to understand. We are chanting to understand. So when we say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, it's nothing spiritual. Don't worry, sister. Our chanting is nothing spiritual. Our chanting is basically we just prostrate before the Buddha. We want to humble ourselves. Right? We prostrate before him, learn to be humble. With all humility, we prostrate before him and say that, praise he the Lord, the fully enlightened Buddha. We bow at him. So this is only for us to let go our ego, to break our ego out of us. Nothing so special, nothing spiritual. Okay, so we remember him. Okay, and why? Because we want, and then we reflect. When we say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, we say that with all humility, because it's not easy for us to prostrate before a statue, correct? And to bow before a statue, it's not easy, but we let go of our ego. We try to reflect his qualities. We know that the Buddha has got 9 qualities, which will come later. His 9 qualities, and then we know that he worked very hard for 45 years to dissipate his Dhamma. So he has a lot of Metta, Karuna, and Mudita with him. He has a lot of compassion for the world. So we emulate these qualities. We must reflect when we say Namo Tassa, we reflect on these qualities and say that I want to try to emulate these qualities. And then you become a better person. That's all. Right? Nothing spiritual will happen to you. Don't worry. There's nothing spiritual about our puja. But it helps us to let go slowly of our greed, our ego. That is our problem today. Our problem is with our ego, correct? So when we prostrate before the Buddha with all humility, then we learn to let go some of our ego slowly. We beginning to let go slowly. And then we say that we reflect on your qualities and we want to emulate your qualities. I hope that I can work as hard as the Buddha, who has worked for 45 years up to the age of 80. No rest. If he got off day, I think we will never receive the Dhamma today. So Buddha worked with no off day, so we also must try to emulate his qualities. We do as much as we can now lah. While we can lah. So that is the purpose of Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. It's nothing ritual about our puja. It's only a teaching, and we emulate the qualities and we humble ourselves. Humble ourselves. We can prostrate before him and we can bow and kneel down. I think that is very good, in all humility. So that is the whole purpose. Of course, it helps you if you are agitated with a lot of things, you cannot do things. It is very helpful to prostrate before the Buddha's rupa. The Buddha rupa, we call it the Buddha statue. When you're agitated, you reflect on his qualities, it helps you to come down. When you're agitated, you can prostrate in front of the Buddha there. I think you will come down very fast. That is the purpose. Okay? So, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, you have come forward to learn the Pali chanting, and I'm sure during this time your mind stayed very focused. No unwholesome activities came to your mind. Your mind was free from greed, hatred, and delusion. And I'm sure during such time we have abundance of merit, and these merits we will dedicate to our protective devas, and we hope that they will rejoice in these merits and they will eventually attain the perfect bliss of Nibbana. And by virtue of these merits, may they continue to bless us with good health, longevity, success, happiness, prosperity, and above all wisdom to walk the Buddha's path. May we also recall to mind the names of our loved ones who have passed away wherever they may be. If they are reborn on the celestial planes, we hope that they too rejoice in these merits and may they shower unto us all their choicest blessings and protection. However, in the event that they need our merits to help them in their spiritual well-being, may these merits help them in their spiritual well-being. And may these merits reach them and help them in their spiritual well-being. And our aspiration as Buddhists always, may we be blessed with company of the good and the wise always. May we not deviate from the teachings of the Buddha. May we be blessed with good friends, good teachers, who can guide us along the path of the Dhamma until we reach the final liberation Nibbana. Etavata chammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti setia idang me nyati nang hotu subita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu subita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu subita hontu nyatayo Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.